Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video. Today we are back with the Championship predictions and I'm joined by George. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, not too bad. Just trying to get over the West Brom defeat with Coventry, but yeah, we're hanging in there.
Hopefully we can go back to winning ways. We're actually first up, so let's get straight into this. The early game on the Saturday is Huddersfield at home to Coventry. Now, last season when we played Huddersfield, they were both draws, and last season we both just stayed up, and this season we're both battling for the playoffs, so you could kind of say we're on a level with Huddersfield. I think this season we have been a little bit better because we've spent most of the season in the top six, but now we've dropped out, there's pressure to win this game and get back in. Huddersfield are no mugs. I think this is going to be another draw. I think Huddersfield won, Coventry won.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a close game. I don't think we've had too many encounters over the years, because I think when we was in the lower leagues, they were sort of in the Championship and the Premier League. I don't know. I think we need a win. I said by Boxing Day, by the end of the Boxing Day, I think we should aim to have 40 points. So that's like 2 wins and a draw out of the next 3 games. So I'm going to say a win. I'll take a 1-0 scrappy win.
1-0 scrappy win. We move on to the 3 PM kickoffs. We've got Birmingham City versus Cardiff City. Birmingham are just so hard to predict right now. Every time I back them to win, they lose. When I back them to lose, they win. Cardiff City, meanwhile, have been picking up the form a little bit, but still remain that team dangling above the bottom 3, albeit they've got a couple of points on Peterborough. I think Cardiff need the win more than Birmingham because they need to escape that relegation battle. I might back Cardiff here, but knowing my luck, Birmingham are going to win. But I'm going to say Birmingham 1, Cardiff 2.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be much between the two sides. They're probably 2 of the poorest sides that I've seen this season, I must say, against Coventry. So I'm going to say a draw. I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. We'll move on to AFC Bournemouth versus Blackburn Rovers. This is going to be one of the better games over the weekend. Both in the playoffs. Bournemouth are in second place, but they're both in the top 6 is what I mean. This could be a really good game. Bournemouth need to go back to winning ways because there's been a couple of draws and defeats in there recently. Blackburn, meanwhile, they're tearing the league apart. I think this is going to be an even game. I'm going to go for goals galore. Bournemouth 3, Blackburn 3.
Yeah, I think Blackburn, they've sort of made a mad surge, haven't they? They were sort of about mid-table earlier on in the season. They've sort of cemented their place in the top 6 now. I do think Bournemouth will want to get back to winning ways, though. I think they're going to nick it 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a big game, that one. We'll move on to Derby County versus Blackpool. Blackpool's form's dipped a little bit, but they're still having a good season in hindsight because you consider they came up through the League One playoffs last year. Derby County, meanwhile, they had been battling, but they've lost their last 2, so need to win this if they think they can get out of it. I think this will be a low-scoring affair. I think this could be 1-0 either way. I'm going to go for Blackpool. I think Derby need the win more than Blackpool, but I'm just fancying Blackpool to go back to winning ways. Derby 0, Blackpool 1.
Yeah, you know what? When Derby got that win, was it against Bournemouth, was it, a few games ago? There was this slight glimmer of hope, but they haven't picked up many points since then, and I think they're about 20 points adrift now. That's even to match where the where the 21st place is, and yeah, I don't think they're going to get out of it now. Derby, I reckon they're down. They're sealed to go down, and I can see Blackpool winning this 1-0.
1-0. Interesting, agreeing with me there. Next up, Hull City take on Bristol City. Hull City's form recently has been incredible. They're really climbing away from the bottom 3. So too are Bristol City with 2 wins in their last 3. So there's 2 teams in the bottom half that are in slightly better form than you'd expect. I think this could be a decent game. I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go Hull City 1, Bristol 1, but either team could win that.
Yeah, Hull City, they were sort of looked to be a nail-on favourite to go down, but they have really picked up lately. And I'm going to go for them to get a win here, 1-0 win. 1-0
to Hull City.
Yeah.
We'll move on to a decent game at Kenilworth Road between Luton Town and Fulham. Fulham just look devastating, don't they? I just can't see them not winning the league or not getting automatics this season. There's too many goals in that team. Defensively, they're quite good as well. But Luton Town's going to be a tricky obstacle for them because when Luton do turn up, they're a very good team. We saw them win 3-0 away at Blackpool last week. It's just whether Luton turn up, and you know they can be inconsistent. I'll give them a draw here. Luton 1, Fulham 1.
Yeah, I think Fulham are. It's strange because the only time I've seen them against Coventry, Fulham looked very poor. but they have seemed to, grind out a lot of results. They've been scoring goals galore, like you say, and I think they are going to be too strong for Luton. I think they're going to win 3-1 Fulham.
3-1. Interesting. Next game is Peterborough United versus Millwall. Peterborough United need the points, don't they? And this is the best chance they're going to get because they've been picking most of their points up at home. But Millwall aren't a bad team. Millwall haven't been losing many games. They've been drawing a few, so I'm tempted to go for another draw here. I might go goalless. Peterborough 0, Millwall 0.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a draw, but I think there's going to be some goals. I'm going to go for 2-2.
Yeah, could be a decent game. They can both score goals.
Yeah.
We'll move on to the next one, which is Preston North End versus Barnsley. Barnsley, another team that need the 3 points, but Preston away is no easy game for anyone. Preston they're just an obstacle. But it's been an interesting week at Preston North End. They have sacked McAvoy, so a bit of a transition there. Are Preston going to win with the new manager bounce? I think they will. Barnsley just don't look very good. Preston 2-0.
Yeah, I think Barnsley have got to be one of the favourites to go down at this point. Preston, they're a relatively decent mid-table team, and yeah, I think Preston will get the points. I think they're going to win 2-1.
2-1. Next up we go to Stoke City versus Middlesbrough. I think this is a decent matchup. Stoke City, I watched them against Queen's Park Rangers. They looked very good. A lot of quality in that team. They look like they could finish in the playoffs this season, but another team fancying their chances at making the playoffs is Middlesbrough. They look quite good since Chris Wilder's come in. They've won back-to-back games. This is tricky. Once again, either team could win this. I don't want to sit on the fence here. I might just back Stoke 1-0.
Yeah, I think on paper, especially from recent form, you would say, and the table as well, you would say Stoke. But I'm going to go for a Middlesbrough win, 1-0.
Yeah, that game really could go either way. Next up, the Steve Cooper derby, Swansea City versus Nottingham Forest. Swansea have been climbing a bit lately. Their form's a bit inconsistent, but I still think they're heading towards a top half finish. If they could be more consistent, then a top 6 finish, but I just don't know. Against Forest, I've said before, very good team. Under Steve Cooper, they look very, very well organised. I reckon Steve Cooper's going to go back to Swansea and get a win here. Swansea 1, Forest 2.
Yeah, to be honest, Swansea are probably one of the best footballing sides that I've seen personally against Coventry this season. And I think they are a good team going forward. So I'm going to go for them to get the win and win 1-0.
Win 1-0. The last 3 p.m. game is between West Bromwich Albion and Reading. West Brom, we saw them at Coventry. If they could play like that all games this season, they should be good enough to make the automatics, because at least for 80 minutes of that game, they were very, very good. One of the best teams I've seen against Coventry this season. It's tricky though. Reading are just a very funny team. I don't really rate Reading that much, but they can be an obstacle. They've got Danny Drinkwater, they've got Andy Carroll, they've got players that can hurt you. And West Brom, they've been drawing some games. I think this could end 1-1.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with you what you said about West Brom, how they dominated the game. I think personally, when West Brom played Coventry, it was a fairly evenly matched game, and I think a draw was a fair result. But with that being said, they are definitely one of the best teams, if not the best team that we have played this season. But I'm going to go for a bit of a dodgy result. I'm going to go for Reading to win 2-0.
The West Brom fans are going to hate us after that, but it is the Championship. Anything can happen. The last game is on Monday night between Sheffield United and Queen's Park Rangers. A good matchup, 2 form teams if you take away QPR's last game, which was a loss against Stoke. They both need a win here, and I don't want to go for a draw. Let's go for Sheffield United to carry on their good run under Heckingbottom. Sheffield United 2-1.
Yeah, QPR losing 2-0 to Stoke, that was quite surprising because, again, QPR are one of the best teams that we have played this season. They've got to be too strong for Sheffield United. I'm going to go for QPR to win 3-1.
QPR to win 3-1, that'd be a cracker at Bramall Lane. Let us know your thoughts down below, because that wraps up the Championship predictions for this week. Make sure you've dropped a like, subscribed, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Take care, guys.